shining bright lotus.
So yes, welcome to this third session of the winter practice period. And this section is called Unleashing Love's Power. So Makransky, the book Awakening Through Love, by the way, is the title. Our fulfillment, he says, our fulfillment comes through love for others. And this is actually a pretty radical idea, I think, in our culture, which seems to teach us the opposite. It teaches us that we do have to take care of ourselves, eat our own being, but there's a certain kind of, in my opinion, a sort of selfishness. It's about me and my stuff, and so he's saying that actually it's the opposite. And Shantideva, who was an 8th century Buddhist master, said, "All who find happiness in this world have done so by wishing for the happiness of others. All who find unhappiness in this world have done so by aiming just for their own happiness." So as I said, this goes directly against what we're conditioned to believe, that if we focus on others' happiness, we'll somehow sacrifice our own happiness. And so Shantideva turns things kind of upside down and says that caring for others is precisely what brings our own happiness. So our spiritual practice shows us our basic connection to all beings. It shows us that our deepest purpose is not self-improvement for its own sake, but awakening to our fullest potential for the benefit of all beings. This is bodhicitta. So Buddha nature, our own inner nature, recognizes this connection, and that our true nature is actually loving, open, compassionate. So under all the stuff, our true nature is love, is heartfulness, and that's for everybody, not just if you're a Zen practitioner, or you're practicing some other spiritual thing, or you're even for somebody who's more lost and struggling and in their pain and anger. It's there, all of us. It's our inner nature. So, and when we express our love and compassion, we evoke a well-being in ourselves. And also by doing that, we awaken that in others. So if I'm kind, if I'm caring towards another, then they will feel that, and it'll touch that place in them, that inner place in them, and evoke that possibility in them. Whereas if I'm like, I'm angry, or I'm mean, or I'm feeling rude, or then I'm going to evoke that in another being, and very likely they'll respond in that way. I know that for myself, I don't know why it comes to mind. Sometimes when I've been in an airport, even though I worked in the airlines, but nevertheless, and I knew the challenges of working with the public. Sometimes if I'd go to the counter, if I was a passenger, and I'd often get like annoyed about something, they say, well, no, we can't do that. And so I'd have to really watch myself, because actually then they'd get kind of, oh golly, this woman's really a bit stroppy, or so they get defensive and they might want to be a bit funny with me. So that it's not a particularly win-win situation. Whereas if I'm calmer and kinder, then they're going to be relaxed and they're going to, oh, okay, yeah, we can help you. So that's what this says to me anyway, in my experience. So the Buddha said that this is karma. If we're wise and loving, our actions will empower goodness. And if we're deluded or self-centered, we will keep perpetuating the suffering. So, and often we believe that others cause us pain, that they somehow put something on us. So like if somebody is angry with us or they hurt us, we say, oh, they really hurt me by doing that. It's a sense, this is how it is for me anyway, how I understand it, a sense that they put that anger on me. They put it as if there's this ball of anger and they put it inside me, and that's not true, actually. They don't do that. They might show anger, but they actually trigger something. So it would trigger something that is already inside me. So in the book, I remember there's a piece where Makransky says, Beryl, his mother-in-law, if somebody was rude to her, she didn't respond, she didn't get triggered. And that was because that wasn't something she was familiar with. She wasn't rude to people. Wasn't something that she did. And so she wasn't triggered. It doesn't mean to say she wasn't triggered by other things, maybe. But so if we're triggered by something, it's because that is inside of us. And so then we can take a look at it if we can bring the awareness to look at that. So many people, this resonates with my experience, so it does. And many people find it very difficult to accept that loving others brings happiness. Perhaps that's why we see so much malice and hatred and division in the world. And from my perspective at the moment, we're in quite a dark time. I do feel that in my lifetime. I mean, I feel very blessed. I live in a very pretty sane place where I am, and it's quiet, and so I am blessed not to be in a war, one of the many wars, or in all kinds of stuff and ice or whatever's going on. Not that there isn't stuff here, because there is, but I feel blessed. But this is a dark time that we're in. In Indian cosmology, it's called Kali Yuga. And so I think that now we have to really, really, us here as bodhisattvas and practitioners, to every little thing that we do can make a difference. So we can shine our light at a deeper. So that is giving our love. So how can I do that? What little thing can I do? And it can make a difference. It can make a difference. So if each person did something caring and loving, it will make a difference. But we're taught actually that having a better car and a bigger house and a more beautiful wife maybe, or more spiritual credentials, or all kinds of things, that's going to make us happy. And even spirituality can become a product. But the Dharma is for everybody. The Dharma is for rich, poor, old, angry people, difficult people, people struggling, young people, for everybody. So that's one of the reasons I love our Dharma practice. And in my own life, I see that clearly that when I'm kind and compassionate, something good is evoked in both myself and another person. This is my experience. So, and I've spoken before sometimes when I've done a talk about my neighbours, and I'm increasingly convinced that being a good neighbour may be the key point to almost everything. So to my neighbours here, literally my neighbours in my community here in my valley where I live, and also a neighbour, like if I'm sitting on the bus. So for that moment, that person is my neighbour. They're right next to me. Or if I'm driving in the car, maybe the person behind me is my neighbour, whoever's close to me in that moment. And I always remember, I can't remember the name of the singer, but love the one you're with. I always liked that line, and when I was flying, I always used to feel that it's just like love the one you're with, whoever they are, whether you know what their name is or not. So, but I do have a neighbour who I love dearly, and every so often they really like to complain. So they'll come up and we'll have a cup of tea or something, and then she'll go, oh, da 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 da, and you know that thing is so bad that's going on, and I'm aware that it evokes in me to start to go, yes, I know, I saw them last week, you know, and because I have that in me, I have that tendency to complain, so it triggers it. So what I do is I don't suppress it, I don't challenge her and say that's not a good idea. I don't do that. So I just don't get involved. I might just be there silently. I might listen, and eventually we'll move on to some other topic. But I won't feed that pattern. So Nyoshel Ken Rinpoche said the path to enlightenment uncovers our hidden relationship to all others. Enlightenment is not some distant mystical event. It is opening our hearts and minds to all beings in loving compassion. No one is excluded. No one is beyond redemption. The moment we think of others as the source of our mental pain, we're already caught in our anger. The moment we think others are the source of our happiness, we are caught in possessiveness. Both lead to suffering. So Shantideva also taught that happiness flows from our innate nature of love, compassion, and wisdom. And as long as we seek happiness from a self-centered point of view, we continue creating the causes of our suffering. This is samsara. So freedom from samsara comes from freedom from the self-centered view. Awakening to our true nature, Buddha nature, is awakening to deep peace and unleashing vast love and compassion for all beings caught in the same confusion. Each moment that we fall out of connection with others, we feel uneasy because we have fallen away from our true nature of openness. Stable joy is not possible until concern for self and other is undivided. So Nyoshel Ken Rinpoche also recounts when Milarepa was singing and meditating alone in the mountains, all Buddhas past, present and future were with him as his teacher Marpa was also with him. Solitary practice benefits others like rays of sunlight radiating outward. This pure vast heart is called Semye Po in Tibetan. So from that I understand that love is like sunshine. So the sun doesn't say, well, I think I'll shine on that one. No, the sun just shines and everybody can receive those rays. So love is like that. Love just shines at a deeper from your heart and can shine. And it can be, so it can shine in silence, it can shine in some words, in many ways that love can shine from our heart. Our most basic need is to realize and embody this true truth in love and compassion. So now I'm going to, I invite you to, we'll do just a little bit of looking inside, a bit of meditation on Makransky's work. So just a few minutes. So I invite you to close your eyes or leave them open and just have a gentle gaze. It's up to you. And allow your body to settle. And feel the support of the ground beneath you, of your butt on the cushion or on the chair. Feel your legs on the floor or your feet on the floor. Just let your breath be natural. Just let it be there. You don't have to do anything. And bring to mind a benefactor, someone who has loved you, supported you, encouraged you. It could be your wife, your husband, a teacher, a friend, family member. It could be your dog. It could be a spiritual figure. Someone who evokes gratitude in you easily. And feel their care and receive it. And now include yourself. Include yourself. Stand with your benefactors. You're not separate from them. You too are worthy of care. And offer yourself, as you stand with them, this wish. You can say it silently in your mind. Just, may I have the deepest well-being, happiness and joy. Just be with the love. Be with the love and care that is within you and around you and coming to you. And now, imagine someone dear to you in front of you and feel the love in your heart and the love from your benefactors and let it flow towards this other person, this other one. It could be somebody who is really in need or struggling. It could be more than one. It could be a group of people. And again in your mind say, may you have deepest well-being, happiness and joy. And as you sit there, allow your field to widen and more people might be there. Maybe somebody that you don't know. Maybe it was that homeless person you saw sitting there with their bowl, with some kind of dirty sleeping bag on the side of the street. Might it be an image on the screen of these things that are happening in the world? So let your heart radiate like the sunlight, effortlessly. And as you see that figure or figures, again, Just say in your mind, may all beings have deepest well-being, happiness and joy. And let the radiance now extend to all directions at once. Humans, animals, insects, plants, the earth, just shining. Now you can let go of any image, just rest in awareness. Spacious, clear, nothing to do, nothing's missing, everything's as it should be. And then gently dedicate any goodness from this practice to the freedom and well-being of all beings. And feel the light in your heart, the sun, the Atadeepa. And then when you're ready, just come back and be in our Zoom do here, seeing all our Dharma family. And we'll close with that, the love in our hearts. Thank you.
Shining bright lotus.